If you want to eat better without breaking the bank, then I have one piece of advice for you, and that is to start making more things yourself in-house. Start with one thing, master it, make it part of your rhythm, and then move on to the next. And before you know it, you'll be making lots of homemade food and saving lots of money.
Hello friends, I am super excited to share with you guys some simple everyday foods you can make at home in your own kitchen that are going to save you money. When it comes to buying food, essentially the more prepared or processed that food has been, basically the more work that has been done to it to get to that end result that you're buying on the shelf, that is what is going to drive up the cost. So if you can get in the habit of scaling back and just buying simple, whole, real ingredients, you can put those ingredients together to make your own simple everyday meals, but also just staple foods, which will not only cost less money, it will also drive up the quality and nutrition of those foods, which is just such a win-win. Now, when it comes to stocking up on those basic, real ingredients, you guys know that I absolutely love Thrive Market. They are sponsoring today's video, and they are one of my absolute favorite retailers or places to procure and stock my pantry with healthy, simple, staple foods. Thrive Market has some of the highest quality standards in the industry. They have a list of over 1,000 ingredients that they don't allow in any of the products that they sell, which is just so nice because it gives you a lot of peace of mind and really simplifies shopping because you're not going to have to scour every ingredient list to make sure it's something that you necessarily approve of for you and your family. And what's even better is the foods that you'll find on Thrive Market are much more affordable than the same healthy items you're gonna find in your local health food store. So it's gonna drive down the cost of your healthy eating even more. Everything comes straight to your door, which is incredibly convenient, and you can get free shipping on any order over $49. Their website is so easy to shop from. They have all different kinds of categories on their website to help you narrow down your search to find exactly what you're looking for. I also love the buy again feature, or that section, because it just pulls up everything I know that I already love to order from Thrive, so it makes it super easy to stock my favorites in my pantry. I get a lot of pantry staples from there. I also love their snacks, different snacks that they have for kids, because they're just super simple, clean ingredients. They're packaged, they're easy just to take on the go. So that's something that's really great that I love to have on hand in our house, also to pack in my daughter's lunches. And I also just really love the Thrive Market brand. I get so many of their brand's basic items for my pantry, and they are such high quality at such a great price, you just cannot beat it. So if you guys are ready to try out Thrive Market for yourself today, you can use my link down below to get 30% off your first order, plus a free gift worth up to $60.
First up, let's make some cream of chicken soup. This is a no-brainer to make yourself because it uses such simple ingredients that you probably already have and takes so little time that you really don't need the canned version. Plus the canned version, here's the ingredients for the Campbell's one, which yikes, there's a lot of stuff in there that you simply don't need that makes this more of a processed food, when really it's just 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, a half a cup of chicken broth, and a half a cup of milk. Add a little bit of salt and pepper, and it's basically like magic watching this thicken up. And then you can use this in any recipe that would call for a typical can, like 10.5 ounce can of chicken soup, or I'm sorry, cream of chicken soup. You could add some mushrooms to it or celery if you want cream of mushroom, cream of celery. It's so easy and definitely something you can make yourself. The next no-brainer is making your own homemade breadcrumbs for a few reasons. So one, they're virtually free because you're using stale bread that would have just otherwise gone to waste. Another reason is if you've ever looked at the ingredients of some of the ready-made or breadcrumbs in the store, you might be shocked. Here is a more popular brand that I've seen in my local stores for many years. As you can see, there's high fructose corn syrup, there's vegetable oil, there's soy in there. It just makes it more of a processed food when it just doesn't have to be. And breadcrumbs are really easy to make. It's something that you can so easily have going while you're cooking something else in the kitchen. So all you do is take your stale bread, cut it up, put it in either a food processor or a blender to make crumbs, toss it with some olive oil and some salt. If you want to add seasonings to make them seasoned breadcrumbs, you can, or you can just do salt. You're gonna bake them in your oven at 350 for anywhere from like 10 to honestly like 30 minutes. It just kind of depends how many you jam in there. If it's like not that many, they'll toast up pretty quick. Otherwise it might take a little longer, and I just kind of scooch them around in there so they evenly toast. And you're just looking for them to be like that deep golden color, nice and crunchy. It's super simple. Another thing you can totally make yourself are Larabars. Anyone else out there a fan of Larabars? I know I am. And my cousin actually turned me on to making these. Hey, Kimmy, if you're watching this. But oh my gosh, they are so stinking easy to make. I made here the like apple pie flavor, and it truly tasted just like the real thing. And they were so easy to make. I cannot get over how simple it was. I will leave a link to a recipe down below that has like a bunch of the different flavors that you can recreate at home. But you basically just dump everything into a food processor, blend it up until it's like the consistency of a Larabar, and plop it out all onto some parchment paper, roll it out. You like chill it a little bit so that it sets, and then you just cut them into bars. But again, this is something that's so easy to make. It's also great, would be great for kids to help with because you really can't mess it up. You're just kind of dumping everything in the food processor and then rolling it out. And I know kids, at least my kids, love to use a rolling pin any chance they get. But it's just so simple. And you can obviously buy these from the store. The ingredients in Larabars are pretty pure. But again, it's just one of those things that is pretty simple to do yourself. So if you wanted to just save a little bit of money because you're obviously not buying any of the packaging and you're just making them with these simple ingredients at home, if you're buying these things in bulk like dates and nuts, it's just going to drive the price down even more. And again, they were pretty simple to make and we really enjoyed them. They were so tasty, just like the perfect little snack that you can grab. Okay, friends, next up, I am making something that you absolutely should make at home because it's so simple and because it's so much better, and that is salad dressing. So salad dressing is another one of those things where you look at the ingredients in some of them and it's just kind of shocking. They can be highly processed, Hidden Valley Ranch, I'm looking at you, but there are many others too, and it's so quick to make your own salad dressing and they taste so much better when they're fresh. So if you want to make just like a basic vinaigrette, you just need some kind of oil. I usually use olive oil, something acidic. So it could be lemon juice, it could be some kind of vinegar. Add a little bit of Dijon because it's an emulsifier. It will help mix the two together, and then salt and pepper or any other seasonings. Now, this next one that I'm showing you here, this is like a Caesar dressing. I'm going to leave the link down below. This is like life-changing because it doesn't have any like anchovies or anything, in it that I don't typically stock in my kitchen. It's made with all simple ingredients and it literally tastes so good. The first time I made this, I literally just put it on like plain greens. There was nothing else in the salad. And Matt, my husband, said this is the best salad dressing he's ever tasted. And I was like, wow, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't expect it to be that good, but honestly, I agree. It's so delicious. Again, I'll link this down below. And it's just like the perfect creamy dressing. So there you go. You've got a creamy dressing. You know how to make a vinaigrette. Any kind of salad you're going to make, you can easily just do it yourself and skip out on all the not so high quality ingredients in the store-bought ones and save yourself some money too. Okay, next up, we're making pizza dough. This is another one of those things. It's so simple to make yourself. You can obviously buy like frozen pizzas in the store that are already completely made. You can also buy pizza dough at the store as well to make your own pizza. But it's so simple to make yourself at home. Kids love to help with this one. Anything with lots of mixing is always a hit, I know, in my house. So here I'm making like a double recipe of sourdough pizza crust. So you need a total of 1,000 grams of flour. So I did 500 grams all-purpose, and then I did a split of 250 grams hard white wheat, like fresh milled, and then 250 grams soft white wheat. So that is my base, and then you add 1 cup of starter, 750 grams of water, and 20 grams of salt, and you just mix this all up. You let it ferment. Obviously, if you're using yeast, you're just gonna let it, puff up over an hour or so, and then I just split it up. I wrap it up into plastic. You could also put it in like little plastic containers with a little bit of olive oil, and you just store it in your freezer. And then when you want to make pizza, you've got like healthy, nutrient dense, from the fresh milled flour, pizza crust right in your freezer. I just stick them. If I'm gonna make pizza, what I do is I take them out of the freezer, I stick them in like a Ziploc plastic bag, and then I just put it in some, like not hot water because I don't want hot on the plastic, but just some warm water, and it will defrost in like 30 minutes. It really doesn't take very long time, and there you go. You have pizza crust. So simple. Another thing you can easily make yourself at home is trail mix. I completely forgot about trail mix. I think it's because I ate so much trail mix back in college that we needed some time apart. And I just then have since forgotten about it. But we were actually traveling recently and in the airport, and I got a bag of trail mix and remembered just how satisfying it is. So I decided to start making it myself. So what's awesome about it is you can completely customize it. Like literally there are endless options and you can make it however you want. I am pretty much just like a fruit and nut kind of girl. So I did some cashews and some almonds. I did some cranberries and raisins. I added in some sunflower seeds and I added a little bit of salt. The next time I make this, I'm just going to buy salted nuts because I think it'll just taste better in the end. But it's just such a easy, quick grab snack, a little fat, a little protein, a little carbohydrate, a little fiber. I mean, you just can't beat it, and it's so easy to throw together. Now here I am making some homemade crackers. I will say out of all of the things I've shared in this video, this is the one that actually kind of feels like a little bit of a hassle. But if you have the time and you want to try your own homemade crackers made with really simple ingredients, you can totally do it. So I will leave the recipe down below that I used for this. I tried to make like a cheese cracker. My daughter loves the Simple Mills like farmhouse cheddar crackers. It's like her favorite snack that she brings for school every day, and I wanted to make something similar to that. They did not turn out similar to that. I definitely need to keep playing around with this recipe. If you guys have any tips on how to get a really crispy cracker, I am all ears. I definitely just need to roll them out thinner, but even so, I feel like anytime I've made homemade crackers, they just are really like soft, at least like after the first day. So you mix together butter and cheese, and you make like a paste. You mix it with flour and salt. Again, I'll leave the instructions or the recipe linked down below. But definitely takes a little bit more time. Like this isn't something that I would personally add into my rotation of like homemade goodies, but it was fun to make the first time. And then also something that's kind of nice with these is if they do go stale and you don't necessarily like want to eat them anymore, you can basically do what I did with the breadcrumbs earlier in this video and make like your own cracker crumbs, which would be so good for anything you want to bread or to top casseroles, or you could even use them making like meatballs or meatloaf, just anything that you would basically use breadcrumbs for. You could also use this and would just have like that even like deeper kind of like cheesy flavor to them. But you basically mix everything up, you form a dough, you roll it out, and then you have to use a fork to poke some holes because then it helps keep them from puffing up. I found that they still puffed up anyway. Like I felt like I rolled them pretty thin, but as you can see, they still puffed up a decent amount. The flavor was spot on. Like they were delicious when it came to the flavor, but I do feel like the texture was not quite exactly, it tastes like almost like little teeny pieces of bread, not so much like the crispy cracker I was looking for. So again, if you got any tips, leave them down below. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're walking away feeling inspired to get in your kitchen and make some homemade foods that are going to nourish your family and save some money. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.